Hey everyone, I'm not back doing fragrance reviews as yet, but this video is in direct response to a subscriber request to compare the reissue of Grossmith's Phul-Nana and the old version which I have. So this subscriber bought a new version, a bottle of the new version, and sent me a general sample, which I will now compare with the old one, which I have about 70 milliliters of. So let me get the first impressions down. Sniffing from the sample itself, and it is quite strong, and from my bottle of the old, they are indeed very similar. I was actually taken aback by how similar the initial opening was to my nose. They have that slight musty and slightly strange aura at the beginning. So I was surprised that this, being at least 60 to 70 years old, would smell any similar or anywhere the same as this reissue, which is the EDP version. This is probably the parfum version. So let me just open it up and give it a try. Okay, let me peel the seal off. I've just pulled out the label, and let's put some of this baby on. So it didn't leak a single drop, which is really good. I'm going to put some of this on my... Wow, it's really similar to the old one. I'll put some on my right wrist. I get a very strong stinging neroli notes or orange flower from the new right off the top. Yes, it is a very fresh, citrusy orange flower note that I get from the new, but also that musty, slightly, how do I put it, a medicinal quality, if that's the right word. It has that aura. It has the same aura as the old one. So let me put the old one now on my left wrist and try it out. Okay. Let me put more. Okay. They are so indistinguishable at the top that I just don't know what to say. I'm speechless, because I thought that there were some ingredients in the old that couldn't be replicated or found in the new, and therefore they would have a shorter list of ingredients in the new, but they smell indistinguishable. That's herbal medicinal topped with neroli. I must say the old one has a deeper undercurrent. Seems to be a darker fragrance overall than the new one. The new one is more citrusy at the top. Maybe it's because it's the EDP concentration versus the parfum concentration for the old. There wasn't EDP, I believe, in the old days. So yes, it's very musky within the first couple of minutes in the old one, and it doesn't get musky for the new EDP. A little bit, but it is more of the herbal quality. The floral background is the same, equally muted for both. So I shall now wait an hour or two before updating you on how the smell develops in both. Okay, it's been almost 3 hours since I applied both scents, and these are my notes, so I'll just read from them. The older shows up tuberose within 10 minutes, while the newer keeps the neroli prominent with a hint of ylang-ylang. There is a floral note somewhere in the mix which I take to be geranium. Both have a prominent herbal thread which I think is likely to be patchouli, perhaps allied with benzoin. Woody notes start to come forth within the first hour. There is a weird incense note somewhere between the first and second hour, which could be a Poppernex. Tonka bean and sandalwood make the old one a time capsule from the 1910s or even earlier, while the reorchestrated version lightens up on these but keeps the perfume floral medicinal and almost bizarre. So, from what I can smell, the heart and the dry down is quite woody for the old one. Perhaps it's sandalwood, cedarwood and other notes like patchouli and benzoin. And the newer one is much airier and more cheerful, less dark and musty than the old one. But of course this is the parfum concentration, while this is only an EDP. So it's to be expected, but overall I find that these two are surprisingly similar. For if you contrast the materials in both formulas and also the availability of these materials 90 years ago versus now. So kudos to the house of Grossmith for being able to almost replicate the formula from almost a century past or longer, and kudos to their advisor Roger Dove for reviving this, helping to revive this particular scent, Phul-Nana, which is indeed a very elegant and very aristocratic kind of scent. Some people may be put off by this scent because it is rather musty and a little bit like maybe even sweaty, because it has that kind of very musky and herbal notes. So but it really fits its name of beautiful flower in Hindi, and I think all of you should go and check it out just for the beauty of it. Oh yes, before I go, I'd just like to mention that the subscriber who sent me the sample of current Phul-Nana was kind enough to send me a sample of the other of the trio of fragrances called el-Nessim. Is it? Yeah, it's written this way. A very small sample, but very generous of her. And right off the top, I shan't review this because I need more time. Right off the top, it reminds me of this fragrance, L'Air Bleu. So yes, and a lot of reviews online seem to also reference el-Nessim to L'Air Bleu. I think this one came out earlier, so now I'm thinking that maybe this could have been a knockoff of this one. So I have to see how it turns out, but it will be interesting to contrast el-Nessim with L'Air Bleu, because I really love this fragrance. So hopefully another time, and hope you have enjoyed my video.